Have you ever seen a tree that glows at night? In one forgotten orchard, such a tree still stood, holding a secret no one remembered. Long ago, the orchard had been full of apples so sweet that travelers came from faraway towns just to taste them. But the years passed, the villagers grew careless, and the orchard withered. Branches cracked, weeds tangled, and silence swallowed the laughter of harvest. Yet, in the orchard's heart, one hollow tree shone faintly, as if keeping a promise it would not break. Inside that tree lived a fairy named Lumina. Every night, beneath the silver moon, the trunk shivered and split with golden light. From the light stepped Lumina, her wings like petals kissed by starlight, her hair shimmering red and gold like ripened apples, her gown trailing sparks of morning dew. She was the orchard fairy, and though her magic was fading, she never ceased to sing her songs of growth, hoping the orchard would awaken again. One evening, a boy named Arin wandered into the orchard. His family had little food, and his mother was very ill. Her hands had grown too weak to bake bread, and her smile was fading. Arin pressed his forehead against the hollow tree and whispered, "If only these trees would grow again, maybe I could help my mother." The trunk quivered. Golden cracks spread like veins of light, and Lumina stepped forth, her glow bathing Arin in warmth. "Do not be afraid," she said gently. "I am Lumina, guardian of this orchard. These trees are only sleeping, waiting for a heart pure enough to wake them." Arin looked up with wide eyes. "How can I wake them?" "Not with magic alone," she smiled. "Trees remember care. Soil remembers kindness. If you work with love, my blessing will guide you." From that day, Arin returned every morning. He pulled weeds with patient hands, carried buckets from the well, and sang soft songs to the branches. Slowly, the orchard stirred. First, tiny green shoots curled from the twigs. Then blossoms burst open, filling the air with perfume so sweet it drifted through the village. Bees hummed, birds sang, and one by one, apples of red and gold shimmered into life until the orchard glowed like a festival of lanterns under the setting sun. The villagers gathered in wonder. They brought baskets, tools, and laughter. For the first time in many years, they worked side by side beneath the glowing branches. But not all hearts were kind. Among the crowd was a greedy merchant. His eyes glittered as he watched the apples shine. "If I cut down the glowing tree itself," he thought, "its magic will be mine forever." That night, under a sly moon, the merchant crept into the orchard with an axe. He raised it high against the hollow tree. Suddenly, the trunk blazed with golden fire. Lumina burst forth, her wings alight like flames. Her voice rang like thunder through the orchard. "Those who take with greed shall never taste sweetness." The branches whipped to life, curling like ropes around the merchant, lifting him high into the air. His sack split, and instead of apples, only dry leaves tumbled to the ground. Trembling, he cried out, "Forgive me!" Lumina's eyes were stern, but her heart was kind. She lowered him gently and whispered, "This orchard belongs to those who share, not those who steal. If you wish to taste its fruit, let your hands plant seeds instead of cutting them." Ashamed, the merchant bowed his head. From that day forward, he worked harder than anyone, planting saplings, watering roots, sharing fruit freely, and slowly his greedy heart grew gentle. And so the orchard lived again, not through magic dust, but through kindness. Arin's mother grew strong with the fresh harvest, and the villagers learned that true blessings bloom where love is planted.